Good morning. How are you? आणि अभ्यास कसा चाललाय? You must have received the notes from the classes and whatever we are learning here in the video lectures, you are supposed to study that well because you have to appear for the test on this chapter. So we saw that in physics we perform experiments. It is an experimental science, exact science. So we have to perform a lot of experiments to prove a formula, to prove a law or a theorem. We are performing actually experiments. So when you are taking those measurements, your measurement should be accurate and precise. There should be accuracy and precision. Accuracy and precision. What does that mean? There should be accuracy in the measurement. Means what? Means the measurement should be near, very near to the correct value. Whatever measurement you are doing, it should be very near to the correct value. Means the measurement should be accurate. डिफरेंस ज्यादा नहीं आना चाहिए तुमने जो मेजर किया है उसमें और जो एक्चुअली है उसमें ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं आना चाहिए. मींस देयर शुड बी एक्यूरेसी इन द मेजरमेंट and there should be precision in the measurement. Means what? If you take number of readings, same measurement अगर आप बार बार लेते हो, एक ही measurement को आप बार बार करते हो, if you take number of readings, then those readings should be identical, nearly identical. मतलब एक रीडिंग सपोज आ रही है 10 तो दूसरी 12, तीसरी 14 नहीं आनी चाहिए. If one reading is 10, another 12, another is 14, means there is no precision in the measurement. If one reading is 10, another should be 10.1, another should be 9.9, means the readings should be nearly identical, means there should be precision in the measurement. So your measurement should be accurate, your measurement should be accurate, and your measurements should be precise, right? And when you are performing actual experiments, means you are taking measurements, there are possibilities of making mistakes. You can make mistakes. And what can be the reason of those mistakes? Mistakes क्यों होंगे? What can be the reason? Number one, lack of skill. You don't know how to perform the experiments. You don't know how to take the measurements. You lack the skill. तुमच्यात ते skill नाही आहे. Therefore, there will be a mistake in the measurement. Similarly, mistakes can occur due to carelessness. तुम्ही जर carefully experiment perform नाही केला, carefully if you don't take the measurements, then there is a possibility that there will be a mistake. So mistakes can occur due to carelessness. Mistakes can occur due to lack of mathematical knowledge. मॅथमॅटिक्स व्यवस्थित येत नाही, मल्टिप्लिकेशन डिव्हिजन येत नाही, तर त्याच्यामुळे मेजरमेंट्स मध्ये मिस्टेक्स होऊ शकतात. सो देयर कॅन बी न्यूमरस रिझन्स फॉर मिस्टेक्स, बट ऑल दीज रिझन्स आर अवॉइडेबल, isn't it? The mistakes can be avoided. How? If you don't have the skill, acquire the skill, सीख लो कि एक्सपेरिमेंट कैसे करना है, मेजरमेंट कैसे करना है, there won't be any mistake. Where if you lack mathematical knowledge, gain that mathematical knowledge, right? Tables part kara, you will be able to take the measurements, there will be no mistakes. Be more careful while performing the experiment. Carelessness karu naka, there won't be any mistakes. So mistakes can be avoided. But suppose you are very skilled, you know everything, you have very good mathematical knowledge, and you are very careful while performing the experiment, still there will be some shortcomings in the measurement. Shortcomings म्हणजे त्रुटी. त्रुटी, चूक नाही, चूक वेगळं, त्रुटी वेगळं. Shortcoming is a different thing and mistake is a different thing. So in spite of all the carefulness, all the care, I'm sorry, in spite of all the care, in spite of all the skill, in spite of all the knowledge, there will be, maybe, I'm not saying maybe, there will be some shortcomings in the measurement. They are called errors. Those shortcomings are called errors. So errors are different and mistakes are different. Mistakes are completely avoidable. Mistakes टाळता येतात. Errors cannot be avoided. Right? Even if you are very careful, you are very knowledgeable, then also there will be some shortcomings in the measurement, and those shortcomings are called errors. Now, what are the reasons? What are the causes of these errors? Depending upon the causes, the errors are of different types. First type of error is constant error. Constant error means that same error is repeated in every measurement. That is constant error which occurs due to faulty instrument. Therefore, it is called, you can call it constant instrumental error. Constant instrumental error means what? Suppose you have got a scale, and in the calibration of this scale तयार करताना, स्केलची मार्किंग करताना, कॅलिब्रेशन करताना समजा 1 mm चा फरक आला. If there is a difference of 1 mm in the calibration, then in every measurement there will be an error of 1 mm. The same error will be repeated in every measurement. If you measure 1 meter, there will be an error of 1 mm. If you measure 10 meter, then also there will be an error of 1 mm. This type of error is called constant error, which is constant instrumental error. Then another type of errors are systematic errors. Systematic errors means the errors which follow a definite rule or pattern. Errors which follow a definite rule or pattern are called systematic errors. For example, suppose there is a meter, any meter, ammeter, voltmeter, or your speedometer of your vehicle, any meter. Suppose these are the markings. Now, while construction of this meter, if the center was not properly located, if there was some mistake, and suppose there is an error of 0.1 in 1, म्हणजे 1 डिग्रीच्या मेजरमेंट मध्ये एवढा एरर आला. If there was an error of 0.1 in 1 and error of 0.2 in 2, error of 0.3 in 3, and so on. Means what is the rule that is being followed here? There is an error of 0.1 in measurement of 1. Error of 0.1 in measurement of 1. So if you measure 10, there will be an error of 0.1 into 10, that is 1. So this error is following a definite rule, a definite pattern, that is called systematic instrumental error. Systematic instrumental error. So instrumental errors can be of two types: constant errors and systematic errors. Systematic error means same error will not be repeated in every measurement. In every measurement, the error will be different, but that error will follow a definite rule, a definite pattern, that is systematic instrumental error. Then there can be personal errors. Personal errors which occur due to the shortcomings of the person, right? Some fault in the measurement taken by that particular person. They are called as personal errors. For example, suppose if a person who is taking the measurement, his vision axis is slightly changed. his axis of vision is slightly changed. Axis of vision can change. Okay, very normal people, which seem to be normal, their axis of vision is a little changed. Most of the people have that problem. So, if that person has axis of vision changed, or there is some fault in his eyesight, there will be an error. That error is which error? Personal error, isn't it? It has nothing to do with the instrument. That is personal error. Moreover, personal error can be there if the person is having not quick reflex action, if his reflexes are slow. You know what is reflex action? If the reflexes of a person are slow, then also there can be a personal error. If you remember, at your school level, there was an experiment in the textbook, not actual experiment, it was the experiment in the textbook to find out the velocity of sound. For finding the velocity of sound, what it was, if I remember it correct, that there was a hill and there was a cannon on that hill. Cannon, top hoti thi. Here is another hill, and a person is sitting here with a stopwatch. A person is sitting here with the stopwatch. Now, this cannon is fired. Okay, तोफेतून गोळा सोडला. As soon as it is fired, he sees the light. त्याला light दिसते. As soon as he sees the light, he switches on the stopwatch. Stopwatch त्याने on केली. Afterwards, he hears the sound because sound travels slower than light. So afterwards, he hears the sound. As soon as he hears the sound, he stops that watch. And from that, we find the velocity of sound in air. Now, suppose the person who is sitting there, if he is very lazy, okay, he sees the light, switches on, then he hears the sound, switches off, isn't it? So what will happen now? There will be an error, and that is an error because that person himself is slow. That is his personal problem. He can't help. So that is a personal error. So there can be instrumental errors. There can be personal errors. Apart from that, there is one more type of error, that is random errors. Random errors are those errors which cannot be avoided or cannot be eliminated at any cost because they are beyond our control. The errors are beyond our control. They don't follow any definite rule or pattern. For example, while performing the experiment, suppose if the atmospheric pressure suddenly increases or decreases, that change in the pressure will have an effect on the measurements that is beyond our control. If the temperature changes suddenly, okay, and it happens, there will be an error in the measurement due to that temperature. So these errors, they don't follow a definite rule or pattern. They are which errors? Random errors. So these are three different types of errors: constant errors, systematic errors, and random errors. Now these errors can be minimized, but they cannot be completely avoided. You cannot completely avoid the error. What can you do for minimizing the error? Error कम करने के लिए दूर नहीं कर सकते. You cannot eliminate the error. For minimizing the error, what can you do? Take the same reading with the help of different instruments. एकच reading वेगवेगळ्या instruments ने घ्यायची and find out the average or mean of all those readings. So the mean of all those readings will be more correct. It will be more near to the exact value. So error is minimized. Or take the same reading again and again. Take the same reading again and again. Find out the mean of that. There will be mean will be most probable value. Most probable value means it is very near to the correct value. It is very near to the exact value. So using these methods, you can minimize the errors. Or what you can do, take large values for measurement. Don't take small values for measurement. Take large values for measurement. If you measure large values, the error will be minimized. Okay, how? Suppose you are finding out, you are measuring the periodic time of a simple pendulum. Periodic time of a simple pendulum. You know what is a simple pendulum. So suppose this is a simple pendulum. You displace it. Suppose ithala to. You leave it. It will move from here to here, and then it will come back. The time taken for the pendulum from A to B and B to A back is called periodic time of the simple pendulum. A to B and back to A, that is called as periodic time. Now suppose you are measuring periodic time of this pendulum. How will you measure it? As soon as it is released from here, as soon as the pendulum is released, stopwatch is switched on, the pendulum goes to that side, comes back. As soon as it comes back to A, stopwatch is switched off. So you got the periodic time of the simple pendulum. Now, while doing this, what will happen? It is impossible to switch on or switch off the watch exactly at that time. So there will be an error in that measurement. So suppose the periodic time of this pendulum is 2. Suppose periodic time of this pendulum actual value is 2, and when you measured it, it was found to be, suppose, 2.1. okay, स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑफ करने में थोड़ा सा एरर आ गया. कितना एरर आया? सपोज 0.1 का एरर आया. मीन्स देर इज एन एरर ऑफ 0.1 इन दिस मेजरमेंट. तर पिरियडच्या मेजरमेंट मध्ये, पिरियॉडिक टाइमच्या मेजरमेंट मध्ये कितीचा एरर आला? 0.1 चा. सो देर वॉज एन एरर ऑफ 0.1 in this measurement. Now suppose what you do, instead of measuring one oscillation, A to B, B to A, one oscillation, instead of measuring one oscillation, if you measure 10 oscillations, now what will happen? As soon as it is released, switch on, 1, 2, 3, 4, असं करत करत 10 switched off. How much will be the time? 20. 10 ऑसिलेशन, एका ऑसिलेशन साठी 2 सेकंड लागतात, तर 10 ऑसिलेशन साठी किती लागणार? 20. सो 20 सेकंड्स इट विल बी. आता त्याच्यामध्ये एरर कितीच आलं? स्विच ऑन आणि स्विच ऑफ एकदाच केलं. इथं पण एकदाच स्विच ऑन केला होता, एकदाच स्विच ऑफ केला होता. इथं पण आपण काय केलं? एकदाच स्विच ऑन केला आणि एकदाच स्विच ऑफ केला. म्हणजे एवढाच एरर येईल 0.1 चा. मीन्स इट विल बी 20.1. The time taken for 10 oscillations will be 20.1. Time taken for 10 oscillations is 20.1. So time taken for one oscillation will be 20.1 upon 10. Time taken for 10 oscillation, time taken for one oscillation, 20.1 upon 10, that is 2.01. Right? So how much is the error now? 0.01. In the measurement of periodic time, the error is 0.01. When you measured only one oscillation, the error was 0.1. When you measured 10 oscillations, the error was 0.01. म्हणजे 10 पटीनं एरर काय झालं? कमी झालं. The error minimized 10 times. Why? Because instead of measuring small value, instead of measuring one oscillation, you measured large value, you measured 10 oscillation, so the error is minimized. So that is one more method of minimizing the error. Errors can be minimized, they cannot be completely eliminated. You can estimate the errors in a particular reading or on a particular instrument. त्या मेजरमेंट मध्ये, एका मेजरमेंट मध्ये एरर किती आहे how much is the error, you can estimate that. That is called estimation of errors. How to estimate the error? What you do, first of all, you take large number of readings, same measurement is taken again and again. Suppose you get different readings like 1.98, first reading was 1.98, 1.99, 2, 2.1, 2.2. Take a number of readings. The first step is take a number of readings, and there will be error in every reading. हर reading के अंदर error होगा, so you got different values. So that is the first step. Take a number of readings. For example, A1, A2, A3 up to AN. Here we took 5 readings. So N is how much here? 5. You can take any number of readings. So first step is take a number of readings, A1, A2, A3 up to AN. A1 means what? First reading. A2 means second reading. A3 means third reading. And AN means nth reading. Nth reading means the last reading. So first step, take a number of readings. Then in the second step, find out the average or mean. Average is called mean. Find out the mean of all these readings. How do you find out the mean? 1.98 plus 1.99 plus 2 plus 2.1 plus 2.2 upon number of readings. That will give you the mean value. So suppose this comes out to 2. Mean value kitna aaya? 2. So that is the second step. Second step is find out the mean reading or mean value. And how do you find the mean value? A1 plus A2 plus up to AN upon N number of readings. That is called mean reading or mean value AM. Mean value AM. That is the second step. So what we did? First, take a number of readings. Second step, find out the mean reading. Mean reading, add all the readings and divide by number of readings. Then, third step. Now this mean reading is most probable value. It is more near to the correct value. We got different readings. We don't know which one is correct, but this 2 or AM mean reading is very near to the correct value. So we call it correct value, mean value. Then we find error in every reading. Find error in every reading. First reading was 1.98. So error in this reading will be 2 minus 1.98. That is equal to 0.02. 2 minus 1.98, that is 0.02. This is the error in the first reading. Error in the second reading will be 2 minus 1.99, that is 0.01. That is error in the second reading. In this way, find out the error in every reading. Find out the error in every reading, and it is called absolute error. Error in every reading is called absolute error. So third step, what you do? Find out the absolute error in every reading. So how you are going to find out the absolute error? Mean value, mean reading minus first reading, AM minus A1. This is absolute error in the first reading. We call it delta A1. Delta A1 means absolute error in the first reading. Similarly, find out absolute error in the second reading, AM minus A2. That is equal to delta A2. absolute error in the second reading, and similarly A3, A4, and finally AM minus AN. What is AM? Mean reading. What is AN? Nth reading. AM minus AN will be delta AN. Absolute error in the nth reading. Absolute error in the nth reading. So in the third step, what we do? Find out absolute error in every reading. Now, when you are finding the absolute error in every reading, that absolute error may be positive, may be negative. जैसे यहाँ पर 0.02, 0.01, here 2 minus 2.1, mean value, mean reading minus this reading, 2 minus 2.1, it is minus zero point 0.1. Am I right? It is minus 0.1. So this error is in minus, but you don't take that minus value. We have to take positive values of every reading. हर reading की positive values लेंगे. देख लो इसको एक बार. So what we did up to now, in the first step, you take a number of readings, A1, A2, A3, up to AN. Take a number of readings. Then find out the mean value or mean reading. How you are finding the mean value? AM, mean value, is equal to A1 plus A2 plus up to AN upon N. Find out the mean value or mean reading. In the third step, find out the absolute error in every reading. So the absolute error in the first reading will be AM minus A1. Absolute error in the first reading, AM minus A1, but its positive value, mod. This is called positive value of AM minus A1. So you got what? Delta A1. Absolute error in the first reading is mod AM minus A1. Similarly, delta A2, absolute error in the second reading, will be positive value of AM minus A2, and delta AN, absolute error in the nth reading, will be positive value of AM minus AN. Correct? Take a number of readings, find out the mean reading, find out absolute error in every reading, then find out the mean absolute error. Find out the mean absolute error, मतलब जितने absolute errors हैं सबका average. So delta AM means mean absolute error will be equal to delta A1 plus delta A2 up to delta AN upon N, right? That is mean absolute error, or this can be written as mod AM minus A1. Delta A1 means what? Mod AM minus A1 plus mod AM minus A2 plus up to mod AM minus AN upon N. So you got mean absolute error. Then in the fifth step, you take the ratio delta AM upon AM. Delta AM upon AM mean absolute error upon mean value. Mean absolute error upon mean value. This ratio is called relative error. The ratio delta AM upon AM is called relative error. And in the sixth step, you find delta AM upon AM, the same thing. into 100, multiply it with 100, that is called percentage relative error. That is the last step to find out the percentage relative error. So in this way, we can find out what percent error will be there in the measurement. What percent of error is there in the measurement, that is called percentage relative error. So have a look at it. Take a number of readings, find out the mean reading, find out absolute error in every reading, positive values of all, then find out mean absolute error, सारे absolute errors का mean, then delta am upon am, mean absolute error upon mean value, relative error, multiply it with 100, that is percentage relative error. This is called estimation of errors. देख लो अच्छी तरह से. Now suppose in an experiment you are measuring two values, suppose x and y. In one particular experiment you are measuring two values x and y. There will be error in the measurement of x, which you call delta x. There will be error in the measurement of y, that is called delta y. So you measured two values x and y. Error in x was delta x, error in y was delta y. Now suppose in that experiment you are using the formula z is equal to x plus y. In that experiment you are using a formula z is equal to x plus y. So there was an error in x, there was an error in y, so there will be an error in z. You are not measuring z, but z you are getting from x and y, so there will be an error in the measurement of z, and that error delta z, error in the measurement of z, absolute error in the measurement of z, will be equal to delta x plus delta y. So that is combination of errors. If z is equal to x plus y, then delta z, error in z, will be error in x plus error in y. That is the first rule for combination of errors. Delta z is equal to delta x plus delta y. Right? Then suppose you are measuring two values x and y. Error in the measurement of x is delta x. Error in the measurement of y is delta y. And suppose you are using the formula z is equal to x into y. The formula is x into y. In the previous example, it was x plus y. Now, suppose z is equal to x into y. Then, delta z by z. Delta z by z. What does that mean? Relative error in the measurement of z. पिछले एग्जाम्पल में क्या था? Absolute error. Relative error in the measurement of z will be equal to delta x upon x plus delta y upon y. Means relative error in the measurement of z will be equal to relative error in the measurement of x plus relative error in the measurement of y. So if it is multiplication of two quantities, then you add their relative errors. Similarly, if there is division, suppose z is equal to x upon y, then also you will add the two. In this case also, delta z by z will be equal to delta x upon x plus delta y upon y. That is second rule of combination of errors. What was first rule? When z is x plus y, then absolute error in z is equal to absolute error in x plus absolute error in y. If there is multiplication or division, in both the cases, absolute relative error in z is equal to relative error in x plus relative error in y. That is the second rule in the combination of errors. Third rule. Suppose in an experiment, you are measuring the values x and y. Error in the measurement of x is delta x. In measurement of y, it is delta y. And suppose the formula is z is equal to x raised to a, y raised to b. X raised to a into y raised to b. Then delta z upon z, relative error in the measurement of z, will be equal to a, जितना पावर है वो, into delta x by x plus b into delta y upon y. This is the third rule in combination of errors. If it is in terms of powers, then you multiply the relative error with that power. A into delta x upon x plus b into delta y by y. देख लो इसको एक बार. Right? And suppose if you are measuring three values x, y, and z. In one experiment, you are measuring three values x, y, and z. Error in the measurement of x is delta x, delta y, and error in z is suppose delta z. And suppose the formula is that a is equal to x raised to a, y raised to b upon z raised to c. The formula you are using is a is equal to x raised to a into y raised to b upon z raised to c. Then delta a upon a means relative error in the measurement of a will be equal to a delta x by x plus b delta y by y plus again plus c delta z by z. This will be the relative error in the measurement of a. So these are the rules for combination of errors. So we are entering slowly into the beauties of physics. Let us continue our journey in the next lecture. Have a nice time. Bye bye.